It's great to see you all. First of all, welcome. I was so eager to start this. I've just been sat there in meditation, and I'm like half past. It needs to come because I'm very fired up to be here with you guys today. And my name, for those of you that are new to me, is Joel McLeod. I am 28 years old, still a baby, and I am from Manchester in the United Kingdom. And I'm assuming that you guys have joined because of the title, how to use the law of attraction in business. And the reason I decided to call it that is because I noticed that a lot of business owners like yourselves, they understand this material. They believe in the laws of the universe. They believe in manifestation. They believe in visualizing affirmations, but the results have not changed. And I can speak from experience because, for 8 years, I believe I came across my mentor, Bob Proctor, probably when I was around 20 years old. And I came across the book Think and Grow Rich. And I was sat in bed, I was visualizing. My daughter's 7 now, so I always see myself taking Esme to Disneyland, going to Dubai, doing all of these things. And I felt like I was doing everything that these books told me to do, thinking positively, and nothing changed. Okay. So I felt like I was doing all the right things. I had the strategies, I had the systems set up, I was hustling, I was grinding, to the point of burnout as well. I'm just letting everyone in. There's loads of people joining. Great to see you guys. Margaret, I see Dakota. It's really good to see you. So yeah, I was on the point of burnout and my income didn't change. I just stayed stuck. And before I became a business owner, I was a model and I was making about £15,000 a year. And no matter how hard I worked, nothing changed. Or it's gonna work. Just keep visualizing, carry your goal card. And give me a yes in the chat if you guys can relate to this, right? Knowing about this material and then looking at your results and being like, well, something is missing. Okay. And also I'd love to know whereabouts in the world you're from. Let me know. My master classes, we have people from Africa, we have people from Saudi, people from Canada. Stephanie, I see you from Canada. I love it. All around the world. And I'm just so thankful that we're in an age where you can just click on a link and then you can connect with someone like me. And I also can connect with someone like you. I find it absolutely incredible. So for 8 years, like I was saying, I was really stuck, right? I knew about Bob Proctor. I'd read all the books. Nothing changed. And then I realized the real issue wasn't what I was doing. That was not the issue. I've always been an action taker. Okay. The real issue was the frequency that I was operating from. That was the real issue. Okay. It's not about doing certain things in your business, it's about doing certain things in a certain way. Now, fast forward 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I was really broke. I was pissed off with life, excuse my French. I'm seeing these people on Instagram take their children around the world, and I'm sat there saying, oh, it's the leads I'm attracting, it's the industry I'm in, it's my sales skills, right? I was always blaming something outside of myself. Then my mentor turned around to me and he said, look, at the end of the day, you might not like this, but you're your only problem and you're your only solution. He says, when you change you, then everything changes. And I was quite stubborn. I was a little bit offended. But when I really thought about it, I thought he's right. Okay. So if you know about the law of attraction, you know about manifestation, and your results aren't changing, I would really suggest you keep an open mind today, and I will give you a straight path on how to get your results to change within your business. Okay. Because today is not about theory, it's about transformation. And I also want you to be aware that this isn't a one-way street. Okay. I don't want this to just be me talking. I'm going to be asking you guys questions, and this is a partnership. Okay. So you're not building a business. That's not your goal. Okay. You're building a frequency that attracts business. So good. You're not building a business, tracked business. Okay, so I grew up with the idea that if you want to earn lots of money, you've got to work really hard, right? You've got to be a hustler, you've got to be a go-getter, you've got to sacrifice your family, you've got to sacrifice your health, you've got to skip meals and be burnt out staring at the laptop all day. And it's all bullcrap at the end of the day, right? And I can speak from experience because 13 months ago, this information, this material, not just the material and the information, because that's going to do nothing. It was the accountability, it was the implementation of the material. I went from £15,000 a year to £18,000 a month, and it took me 6 months. And now I am top 1% of Bob Proctor's consultants worldwide. Okay. So I am not speaking from that la la land. I am speaking from my own experience of changing my life, being able to attract clients, attract sales, attract money while traveling the world. In the past 8 weeks, I've been to the Caribbean, I've been to Monaco, Nice, France. I just got back from Marbella. I'm going to fly to France in a week or two, and then I go to my favorite place, Dubai. And by no means, when I speak about me and my accomplishments, am I blowing my own trumpet? Okay? That's not my intention. My intention is just so you understand that if someone like me can do this, a person that grew up on the council estate, a person where every single person in my family was receiving money off the government. In America, you would call it welfare. In the UK, we would call it benefits. If someone like me can create this extraordinary life for myself and my family, I just want you to know that you can do it once you understand how to use these laws properly, okay? Now, to change our frequency, we've really got to understand the subconscious mind, okay? Thumbs up if you've heard about the law of attraction and you've heard about the subconscious mind. Please let me know in the chat. Okay. Now, our subconscious mind is in control of our income. Okay. A lot of us have been programmed to think it's the industry we're in, it's the leads, it's our business partners. It's not. Your income doesn't come from your business, it comes through your business, it comes through an infinite source of supply. Okay. Now, you guys, okay, so you have heard of the law of attraction. Good. That's important. That makes it easy for me, so I don't have to tell you all about it, okay? But the law of attraction is a secondary law. It's a secondary law. The primary law is the law of vibration, okay? Now, your body right now is radiating off a vibration, and it's the vibration that your body's in that is dictating what you attract. And I used to think, what? What does that mean? My body's radiating a vibration, right? So I really became Bob Proctor's understudy, and I really wanted to know what he knew. Now, the law of vibration decrees that everything in this universe moves and nothing rests. Okay, so our physical body, if you take a look at your hand is moving at that such a high speed of vibration. Pardon me, that your physical eyes can't see it. Okay. That's a law of the universe. We can sit here, we can argue that it's not. That's not going to change it. Okay. Whether we relate to the word God, we relate to the word spirit, the universe, the ether, whatever it is, there is certain laws that govern this universe. One of them is the law of gravity. We can sit here, we can argue that the law of gravity doesn't work until someone goes to the top of a high-rise building and tries and jumps off. You're going to believe in gravity after that, okay? So the law of vibration decrees that our body is always in a constant ocean of motion. Now, it's the vibration that your body's in that's dictating what you attract. It's the vibration that your body's in that's dictating the leads that come through your business. It's not your strategy. It's not your funnel. It's you. Okay. Now, we really have to understand the subconscious mind. Okay. There's two parts of the mind that I really want to focus on today. The first part is the conscious mind, and the second part is the subconscious mind. Our conscious mind is our thinking mind. That's where we gather information. That's the mind that school focuses on. Okay. That's the mind that you're using right now to listen to me. It's going into your conscious mind. Okay. Now, the subconscious mind is completely different. Your subconscious mind is your emotional mind. So it's the mind that you feel with. So, when you walk about all day, you're constantly having mental conversations with yourself, right? If you ever thought that was just you, it's not. It's everyone, okay? It's your conscious mind. It's your thinking mind. But your subconscious mind doesn't speak. Your subconscious mind feels. It's very important that we understand that. Now, feeling is a word that we as human beings made up to describe the vibration that we're in. So if you ask yourself how you feel and you go, wow, I feel abundant, I feel rich, what you are really saying is that I am consciously aware that I am on an abundant vibration. I am on a rich vibration. Now, whilst you're on an abundant vibration, the law decrees that you can only attract what's in harmony with that. Okay. Now, this isn't just my opinion. You guys can go and do your research. The research shows that our subconscious mind controls 96 to 98% of all of our thoughts, emotions, actions, and decisions. That's a lot. Okay. That's why we can be saying, I want more money. I want to make £10,000 plus every single month and have time freedom and be able to travel. We want these things, but it's not what we want that's in control. It's our vibration. Okay. It's very important. Okay. So most people in their business, they're taking the aligned action. They're doing lead generation. They might be doing something like I'm doing now, a masterclass and giving. Therefore, they must receive, right? They might be doing YouTube. They might be hiring appointment setters. Whatever they want to do in their business, they might be doing. But they're doing it, they're taking aligned action from misaligned energy. And this is why hard work is the biggest lie in the world. If you believe in the law of attraction decrees that we can only attract what we're in harmony with. So let's say your goal is to make £20,000 every single month. If you are not in harmonious vibration with that amount of money, £20,000 every single month, no matter how hard you work, you can't attract it. I'll give you an example. If I would have sent you an email, Law of Attraction in Business Masterclass starts in 10 minutes. Here's the Zoom link. And I sent you the wrong Zoom link. Even if you clicked on that Zoom link a million times, could you be on this Zoom? You couldn't. It's not the right Zoom link. And all that Zoom link is a frequency. That's all it is. So I remember when Bob used to say, most people are wanting FM music while tuned into an AM radio. And it's so true. Okay. So the point of this masterclass is for you to go away knowing exactly how to change your frequency. It's very important. Now, the law of attraction responds to your dominant vibration. In other words, your dominant feelings. Ask yourself, how do I feel around money? Do I feel abundant? Do I feel scared? Do I feel is not enough? How do I feel around leads and prospects? Do I feel like they're not going to buy? Do I feel like they're going to have to speak to the partner? Do I feel like they're not going to have the money? Because what you feel like you're attracting, okay? So the law of attraction is responding to your dominant vibration, not your effort. And I'd love to know, let me know in the chat, what income level are you currently stuck at? I'd love to know. So many of you guys here. How many have we got? I can't see. An abundance of people. I love it. Yeah, let me know in the chat, what income level are you currently stuck at? Okay. Tiffany, $60,000. Okay, Stephanie, 6K. iPhone, presuming you've got a name. 60K, 40K. Okay. Okay, so we're hovering around the 3,000, 3,000, 5,000 pound a month mark, right? Okay. Okay. Perfect. And how long have you been there despite all the effort? And I know I'm asking you to be vulnerable here, right? And it's not the easiest thing to do, but it's only so I can help you, right? So you've been there about a year. That's interesting. 3 years, three. Bit shorter than me. I was there for 8 years. Okay, but you're not alone. You're gonna notice if you go and ask the next 100 people what they've earned in 2024, they're gonna say a number. And then, okay, what did you earn in 2023? They're gonna say a number. Okay, 2022, 2021, 2020. You're gonna notice that it's literally nearly identical. And you'll notice that. I'm gonna ask you to think about your online banking right now. There's an amount in there that's usually in there, and it never goes above a certain amount, and it never goes below a certain amount. Might go up a little bit, but then we'll come back down. And the reason is you're literally programmed to earn what you're earning. And your results within your business, within your income, is always a reflection of your self-image. And your self-image is that image that you hold of you that's tucked deep, that's buried inside your subconscious mind. And I love to say, you're not the CEO of your business. I'm not the CEO of my business. Your subconscious mind is the real CEO. It's interesting, right? So it's all about your belief system. If you don't feel worthy of £10,000 or more every single month, then you're going to repel them without knowing it. And you'll notice this within your business when you start having a good month. Maybe you get some unexpected bills that take the money, or you start procrastinating, or you start rescheduling sales calls. You'll literally self sabotage because our self image, we can never outperform it. And you cannot change your paradigm through logic. The only way to change your paradigm is through emotional repetition. It's the constant space repetition of new ideas over and over again until your subconscious mind accepts it. Now, I got kicked out of school at 13. I'm self-educated. So when I came across Bob, let me know, thumbs up if you know my mentor, Bob Proctor, as well. When I came across Bob, I was watching many people in the self-development industry. And I just loved Bob because he kept it really simple. And a person like me needed it really simple. So I really pride myself on keeping it really simple for you guys, okay? Now, if the next sentence, if you really understood it, there'd be no need for the remainder of the masterclass. You don't need more leads. You don't need more staff. You don't need anything. You don't need new funnels. You don't need better emails. All you've got to do is rewire your subconscious mind and make it believe that you're already earning what you want to earn. Once your subconscious mind accepts that, I'll give you an example. Let's see who's in the chat. Okay. Mikhail, I hope I'm saying that right, or it could be Michael. You sent that direct message to me. If you press the thing, you'll be able to send it to everyone. But Michael said £31,000, right? I'm assuming that's a yearly income. Okay. I'm not a coach or a mentor that believes in gradual progress. Okay. So what I would suggest with you, Mikhail, is you set a goal to turn your yearly income into a monthly income. It's a big idea, right? Okay, so we're focused on instead of £31,000 a year, we're focused on £31,000 a month. Now, most people are thinking, how is that going to happen? You just make your subconscious mind believe that you're making £31,000 a month and then you don't have to do anything. Remember, your subconscious mind is in control of your vibration. Your vibration is dictating what you attract. So, Mikhail, for an example, let's say you're making £31,000 a year. You impress a new idea on your subconscious mind. No, I'm making £31,000 a month now. Your subconscious mind cannot reject. It has to accept anything that is impressed upon it. And it doesn't care if you're impressing evil thoughts, thoughts of lack, or thoughts of abundance and prosperity. Once your subconscious mind accepts that you're making £31,000 a month, that means that you're on the same vibration as it. You can't help but attract it. Not by working hard. I've made £35,000 in 1 month and I hardly worked. I was traveling. I was doing things that I love. And people are like, oh my God, how can you travel? How can you go out to these places and make so much money? Well, I say it's not wherever I go, my vibration goes. Wherever I go, my vibration goes. And it's my vibration and your vibration that is dictating what you attract. Doesn't this get you excited? Like this sets me on fire. I'm like, oh my God, I can attract whatever I want. And you'll know what you're attracting by looking at your results. Okay. And you can never outperform the image that you hold of yourself. I had a great call. I won't say his name, but earlier on, I got off a call with a great guy and he's earning £1,800 a month. And I said, well, how's that making you feel? And where's my notes? And I picked up on a few words that he said. He says he's frustrated, he's angry, he feels like he's in a loop, and he doesn't know why he's procrastinating. And he's been making £1,800 per month for the past year and a half, and he's just scraping by, living from paycheck to paycheck. So I asked him, how's that making him feel? And he said frustrated, angry, and he wakes up like just wanting time to go by. Okay. So I give him some coaching. I said, look, you believe in the law of attraction, right? He's like, yeah. I'm like, oops. So I said, okay, well, you don't attract what you want. His goal's £20,000 a month. I said, you want to make £20,000 a month and create enough money within your life to look after your mum and your dad, right? He's like, yeah, that's what I really want. I said, okay, but you don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. And what are you right now? Frustrated, angry, feeling like you're in a loop. So whilst you are frustrated, angry, and feeling like you're in a loop, tell me what can you attract on that vibration? More things to keep you in the loop, more things to keep you angry, and more things to keep you frustrated. And this is the secret. Okay. So you've got to create a version of you that is already making the amount of money that you want to earn. Who is that version of you? That version of you is not frustrated. That version of you is not angry, not feeling like they're in a loop. How does that version of you think, feel, act, and make decisions? Who are the people that that version of you spends time with? And what kind of decision maker are they? Do they say they're going to do something and get it done? Or do they procrastinate? So good. You don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. Okay. So the first step is you've got to rewire your subconscious mind and make yourself believe that you are already that person. We was all born rich. Most of us were just a little short of money. It's really that simple. I mean, it's easier to say than do, okay? But it's really that simple. Manifestation is not a game of getting more sales, getting more customers, getting more money. Manifestation is a game of already having. Why? Because when you feel like you already have it, you are on the same vibration as the good that you desire. You cannot help but attract it. You will attract the people, the resources, the situations, and the circumstances every single time. Okay. So the first cause of life is I am. I am. You might forget who you are. You might forget where you are. You might forget what you are, but you can never forget that I am. So that's the first cause. Now, whatever comes after I am, that's creative. That's creative. Okay. So you've got to ask yourself, and ask yourself this right now and be honest with yourself. What are you unconsciously affirming after I am each day? Is it, I'm struggling to get this business off the ground? I am attracting the wrong type of people. I am unlucky. I am not good at sales. You're creating that. Anything that you put after I am immediately starts to manifest in your life. So I want you to think about those mental conversations that you're carrying on with yourself every day. What are you putting after I am? Okay. Let's use Mikel for an example, making £31,000 a year. If Mikel is saying in his mind, I am making £31,000 a year, what's he going to keep making? £31,000 a year. Okay. So you've got to deny the senses and affirm that you are already the person that you want to be and stop chasing. I mean, stop chasing clients, stop chasing leads, stop chasing money. It just repels it, right? I always like to give the example of a woman, right? I'm a man, okay? I like my women, okay? Let's say I see a woman. I'm out, I'm looking sharp. I see a woman, I like her. I go up to her, I ask her for a name, and she says she's not interested. Then I keep chasing. Or I run after her down the street and I'm chasing her. Come here, I want your number, right? What's she gonna do? She's gonna run away because force negates, right? So all of yous that are here chasing money, what is money doing? Money's running away. So we don't chase, we attract by affirming that we are already rich. We already run a successful business with time freedom. I work like 1, 2, maximum 4 hours a day. You ever notice that, right? This belief, I used to have this belief that if you want to be rich, you've got to work really hard, right? And sometimes when we put our beliefs up to the light, we see how much the bullshit, right? But if we believe it, it's true to us. So there is people out there now, let's say in Saudi Arabia or China, the people that make the iPhones, they're working 16-hour days, 6 days a week, and they're absolutely broke. Would you agree with me? They must be working really hard, right? Yeah, they must be working really hard. Then you will get a business executive that is working 1 day a week or 2 hours a day, and he takes a 6 week golf or ski trip whenever he wants, and he makes millions of pounds. What's the difference? Shows your hard work doesn't create money. When money comes in big amounts, it comes by a state of mind, definiteness of purpose, and with little or no hard work. And I used to read that. That's a quote from Napoleon Hill, and it's in Think and Grow Rich. I used to read that and think, what are you talking about? How do you make money without working hard? And then once you start to understand the subconscious mind, you start to understand it don't matter how hard you work, you're going to attract what your subconscious mind believes you're worth every single time. So your identity, in other words, what you are affirming and putting after I am, is setting the thermostat for your income. Simple. So if you start making more money and you don't change the thermostat, remember your self-image is controlling your income. And it's like a thermostat. It's called a cybernetic instrument. So let's see the income levels. I think someone put, okay, yes, Kenya. Am I saying it right? Apologies if I didn't. But $45,000 a year, right? Okay, so we know if that's what you're making, that's where your financial thermostat is set. It's set. So let's say we go into someone's home and their thermostat is set to 20 degrees. If the front door's wide open and cold air comes in, the thermostat picks up the deviation, it turns on the heating until the room goes back to 20 degrees. And this is what happens when we move away from our self image. We make a few more sales than we're used to. Our financial thermostat, it picks up the deviation and then we self sabotage, we procrastinate, and we end up back where we are because we didn't change the primary cause of our results. which is our subconscious programming. Okay. And I find it funny how, a lot of people have iPhones. I'm an Apple guy. I have iPhone, I have MacBook. And every now and again, we'll get a message, it's time to update the software. And we always do that with our technology. But how many of us are actually updating our software? How many of us are fixing the bugs that we have inside our subconscious mind? Because most of the things that you believe, they're not even your beliefs. They're your parents' beliefs and the adults that was around you when you was younger, when your subconscious mind was wide open and it could only accept what was going on around it, that caused your beliefs. And I know every single one of yous can turn your yearly income into a monthly income. That's not the problem. You're absolutely abundant. No one knows what you're capable of doing. No one knows what you're capable of earning. Okay. Now, what we've got to do is we've got to get your subconscious mind to believe it. That's the real key. And when it comes to business, energy first, strategy second. Energy first, action second. When you're on the same vibration as your goal, you're going to attract what actions to do. You'll just attract it. The body is just an instrument of the mind. Okay. And it's like, I love the quote from Albert Einstein. It's an incredible quote. And Albert said, everything is energy, in other words, frequencies, and that's all there is to it. If you match the frequency of the reality that you want, then you cannot help but get that reality. He said, this is not philosophy, this is physics. So, how do we match the frequency? How do we match the frequency of the business that we want? How do we match the frequency of the income level that we want? We go into our imagination, which we've been gifted with, which is what does Napoleon Hill say? I mean, it just shocks you what our imagination can do. Napoleon said it's the most marvelous, miraculous, inconceivably powerful force that the world has ever known. So you can go into your imagination and see yourself earning what you want to earn. See yourself with a clientele that you want to have. And your subconscious mind will accept that as true. Now, once you feel like you already have it, that's what Einstein means by match the frequency. Now, you might be saying, well, Joel, that's difficult. How am I supposed to imagine myself 10x in my income when I've never done it? Well, you can feel it, right? And feeling's the secret. If you was earning what you really want to earn, if you had the clients that you really want, how would that feel? And you get into that feeling and you persist in that feeling of the wish fulfilled, and everything that you've desired will come to pass. Like, what would the £10,000 or more a month version of you be thinking, feeling, and doing today? You got to be that person. How would they dress? Would they invest in mentorship? Who are the 5 people that they spend the most time with? If you ain't got a goal, if you ain't going somewhere in your life, whoa, you're not even allowed in my vicinity. You're not even allowed in my vicinity. I hang with winners, even family members included. I'm not spending time around anyone that's negative, anyone that's blaming the industry, anyone that's watching the news, anyone that's telling me that I can't do this. And do you know why? Because I don't want to catch what they've got. We're very susceptible to the moods and the personalities of the people that we spend the most time with. Like, my mentor earns multi 7 figures a year. I've just got back from Marbella. We had a mastermind session at her home. I spend the most time with her. She's got the results that I want, and I do exactly what she tells me to do. And that's how Bob started. You remember Bob's story? He worked in the fire station. A man came up to him, Ray Stanford, with the book Think and Grow Rich, and said, study this and do what I tell you to do, and you can have everything that you want. You have to get honest with yourself sometimes. Write down who are the five people that I spend the most time with? How much do they earn? What are their businesses like? And if you average it out, yours is going to be the average of those five people. We're the company that we keep. I love that. I absolutely love that. Okay, so your bank account is always going to reflect the image that you hold on the inside. It's always going to reflect that. You're going to know the image that you hold on the inside by looking at your bank account right now. When I was making 15K a year, the image that I held on the outside, on the inside part of me, was terrible. I'm not good enough. Money was never around me when I was younger, so who do I think I am to try and set up a business when I've never been to college, I've never been to university? Who do you think you are, Joel? You know, and I was my own worst enemy. It was like walking around with this devil in my mind that's telling me I'm not good enough, I am not this. And what did we say about I am? If you keep telling yourself a lie over and over again, you're eventually going to start to believe that it's true. So if you want more money, you've got to elevate your self-concept and you've got to do it fast. And this is what I live by. You know, who was I speaking to? I think I was speaking to I think it was Georgina, my girlfriend, and we was talking about I love the finer things of life. I love my Hugo Boss suits. I love to buy like Christian Dior ties and Gucci ties, and I like to smell good. I like good aftershaves. And we got onto this thing, and she's she said something about she has really nice aftershaves, but she saves them for a special occasion. I said today's a special occasion for me. I woke up today, and I'm 28. I live in a healthy body. But you tell me how many 28-year-olds have woke up, they felt really healthy. You know, they go to the gym, they eat clean, they drink lots of water. The doctor says that they're in perfect condition, and the next day they don't wake up. That happens. But we go through life thinking we get tomorrow. We will get mentorship when we get more money or we have more time. We will go on that holiday when the kids grow up. And we tend to take things for granted, believing that we actually get another day on this earth. I spray my most expensive aftershave today. Today's a special occasion for me. Okay. And I love this. This might shock you guys. Okay. I have some calls sometimes and people say, well, I'm saving for an emergency. You ever heard that? And the other one is, I'm saving for a rainy day. Oh, this is so good, right? Okay. Well, the law of attraction decrees that we attract what we're in harmony with. Okay. If we're saving for an emergency, what are we telling the universe that we want? An emergency, right? Like, do you want an emergency? Or I'm saving for a rainy day. I don't know about you, but I don't want a rainy day. I want sunshine. I want abundance. And my mum was at work the other day and she came across a guy. He's My mum said he's around 78. He's coming, you know, to quite an old age. He's on a Zimmer frame. He's got 1.2 million pound in the bank. He's got boards on his windows. His house is a mess. And my mum's saying, what are you going to do with that money? And the same happened with my ex-partner. Her grandma passed away, left so much money. There might be such thing as reincarnation. I do not know. But as far as I'm aware, this is my only one chance. I'm going to book that holiday to the Caribbean. I'm going to go to Dubai. I'm going to invest in that mentorship. I'm going to start that business. I'm going to invest in myself. Because what happens anyway, when we get to the end of our life, it's always like, oh no, don't worry, we don't care about the money. And then when the person dies, all the family do is just argue over who's getting the most anyway. I'm not leaving my children with a penny. I'm leaving my children with a prosperity consciousness so they can attract as much money as they want. I think we ruin our children by giving them money. If you give them money without the right mindset, okay, let's think about the people that have poverty consciousnesses. That means their mind is saturated in lack and limitation, and they get lucky and win the lottery. What happens with them? A lot of them end up on drugs, become alcoholics, lose everything, or kill themselves. They can't hold on to it because everything in life is consciousness. So it's better to develop a prosperity consciousness so you can attract as much as you want. And it's really understanding. I'm fascinated with the laws of the universe. Like there's a law of the universe called the law of circulation. And it means for things to keep on going, there has to be a circulation. What happens to mine in your body if our blood stops circulating? What happens? We die. What do most people do with the money in the bank account? They stop it circulating. I wish you could see me in real life. I am so generous. I'm like, how can I have money circulating in my life today? How can I have money coming in and out of my bank account? Because Bob has taught me that it has to circulate. I always used to be like, I'm going to hold my money tight. But that's coming from a lack and limitation mindset. The law of circulation says for things to keep growing, to stay alive, we have to learn to circulate our money the same way we have to circulate our blood to keep our body alive. Okay? So good. And when I learned that, I was like, oh my God, I can't wait to spend money. I started booking flights to the Caribbean. I started being generous, like when I was out, I'd be like, I get the food this time. I'll get the food because I know through the law of circulation, every time I spend money, it always comes back to me increased and multiplied. It always does. Every single time. How would you love that? I go in Dior, it's my favorite brand, Christian Dior, and I'll be like, ooh, so if I buy myself something today, not only am I going to really enjoy it, but the money that I spend is going to come back to me increased and multiplied. I love that idea. I love that. And that's an abundant mindset, okay? So this is why you might have had good months in your business, better months than what you're used to, but nothing sticks. And I've been there, right? Now the reason is that no external change sticks unless your internal wiring is matching it. It's not going to work. And we can give examples of people that go on diets. We all know people that go on 25,000 diets a year, right? We all know those people, right? And they say, right, this time I'm serious. I'm getting in shape. I'm going to change my life. I'm going to change my health. Get rid of all the snacks. Get rid of all the chocolates out the house. They get rid of everything on the outside, right? They get rid of it all. Take the Coca-Cola out the fridge, put water in there, take the ice cream out the freezer, just put ice cubes in there, whatever. So they change everything on the outside and they might stick to it for about a week and then they go out and they see that big juicy chocolate cake like what Bruce has to eat on Matilda. You remember that one? And they know they shouldn't eat it. They don't want the results that the chocolate cake's going to give them, but they go and eat it. And the friend says, "Why did you eat that? You thought you were on a diet." And the person says, "I don't know." Well, you don't want the results it's going to give you, do you? No. So why did you eat it? I don't know. Right? And the reason is that the person is programmed. The person has an image inside their subconscious mind of themselves overweight. You can lock yourself in a room. You will always find a way. The self-image is like a thermostat. Same with money, same with your weight. If you deviate away from the weight, Self-image is always going to bring you back. Like I'm in absolute incredible shape, and I could go away for a week and I could eat pizzas, everything. I have an image in my mind of me being in fantastic shape. I'm always going to deviate back to that set point, okay? And it's the same with income. Now, a lot of people really believe in gradual progress, okay? And there's a certain type of different goals that you can set. And Bob taught me to help people achieve C-type goals. And a C-type goal is when you're going after something that you want. A goal is something that you're going after that you don't know how to do. When he said to me, Joel, focus on turning your yearly income into a monthly income. Do you think I knew how to do that? If you knew how to do it, you would have already done it, right? So time is not linear, right? When you shift your state, when you shift your consciousness, when you shift your vibration, the results speed up fast. Like I've got someone in here is from Montreal, right? Canada. I have a client called Ibrahim. He's from Canada. I believe it's Montreal. It could be somewhere else, or it could be Quebec. It could be Quebec. And he came to me. He knew about Bob. He actually took a mentorship, one of Bob's mentorships, and he's seen the success that I had. And then I became a consultant with Bob's company. And he said, Joel, I need help. So I said, look, do what I tell you to do, and you'll start to win in a big way. And he's an online fitness coach. So he was making around 3,000 Canadian dollars per month, and he weren't happy with it. All I did was help him shift his state. All I did was help him make his subconscious mind believe that he was already rich. He's already attracting clients that pay in full, all of this stuff. And he joined in, I want to say like June of 2024. By September, he hit his first 10K month. And he was ecstatic. He was that ecstatic that after the 6 month mentorship with me, he said, I want to go again for another 6 months. And he's still with me. And that's how quick things can change. But your logic, we can't fathom that. It's not logical to turn your yearly income into a monthly income by rewiring your subconscious mind. Like your logical conscious mind will be like, ugh. But the truth always resonates, and your intuition will let you know you can do it. And I know that you can do it. Okay. So quantum leaps, they happen when you stop playing by logic and start aligning with certainty. Like, what are you expecting right now? When I wake up, I expect miracles to happen. And it's that expectation, that conviction that causes the demonstration. In other words, causes the manifestation. I don't know what it's going to be, but amazing things are going to happen in my business today. I can feel it. Now, when I first say it, I might not believe it, but I keep saying it, I keep saying it, I feel it, I shift my state, and the results come with it. It's very important that you understand that. Quantum leaps happen when you stop playing by logic and start aligning with certainty. So powerful. Okay. Now, the law of attraction doesn't respond to time. Doesn't respond to time. It responds to vibration. When we ask the universe, when we give commands, when we affirm, the universe doesn't care what words you use. It doesn't understand words. The universe understands vibrations. In other words, it understands feelings. So you can wake up and say a million times, I am so happy and grateful that I have turned my yearly income into a monthly income. You can say it over and over again. I'm telling you, if you don't feel it, nothing will change. The language of your subconscious mind is emotion. That's the language. Now, if I hop on a plane and go to China and I see a beautiful Chinese woman and I don't know where my hotel is, and I go up to her and I start saying in English, excuse me, can you let me know where this is? She's not going to understand. She's not being ignorant. Same way the universe isn't being ignorant with your financial goals. It's just not understanding the language you're speaking to it. So you've got to speak its language, which is emotion and feeling. Like, really think about this. What would life look like? What would your business look like if results didn't take time? It just took a few mental tweaks and alignment. Like, let me know in the chat, what would that look like? It's incredible. Bliss. I love it. Now, I got a powerful topic that I really want to touch on, right? And it's the difference between attraction and forcing. Because force negates. We've all been there. We've tried to force a client to sign up. We've tried to force a relationship to work. It just negates, right? Because forcing, it comes from control, fear, and scarcity. That's what happens when we're trying to force something. It's coming from lack and limitation. Where attraction comes from certainty, it comes from surrender, and it comes from a magnetic pull. Like, we become what we think about. You got to ask yourself, what are the dominating thoughts in my mind around business? What are the dominating thoughts in my mind around money? I believe I can help anyone make 10,000 or more a month. I believe that, like, in my soul. And because I believe it, I attract clients and I help them get more than 10,000 or more a month. It's that magnetic pull. If you don't believe in yourself, how are your prospects supposed to believe in you? How are your clients supposed to believe in you? Because all they're doing is they're investing in your belief. When I first started working with Bob, I had a poor self-image. I didn't believe I was worthy, pardon me. I didn't believe it. So I borrowed my mentor's belief. I borrowed it. And I believe I'm the youngest consultant, and I've been a consultant for 13 months, and I've been awarded into the Circle of Excellence, and I'm top 1% of Bob Proctor's consultants worldwide. The thing that manifested that was my belief. People might say, how does it feel? Because Bob's like my granddad. He changed my life. So people might ask, like, how does it feel that you're top 1% of Bob Proctor's consultants worldwide? And do you know what I tell them? It feels like I thought it would feel. Because if I didn't feel it before it happened, it wouldn't have manifested. Feeling is the secret, right? Now, here's another thing. I would love to know who sells a product or a service here as well. Let me know. Or you're client based or have customers. Because this is going to be a game changer for you. This is something that I had to learn. So good. Not yet. Okay. Well, listen to this, right? Clients feel your energy. You speak subconscious to subconscious. Clients feel your energy. Like, I feel I'm the best at what I do. And I don't have to say it. You'll feel it. You feel it. I know you feel it because I feel it. Right? And if I have a call with someone or I speak to someone in person, they feel it. They feel the fire. They feel the belief. So clients feel your energy, not your pitch. That's so important. Because when I first started out in, sales, like, I'd have a pitch and I'd be reading word for word saying this is how you sell, and it's not. It's not. At the end of the day, when we're selling, all we're doing is helping. We're finding out what a person wants, and if we feel like they're a good fit, then we offer them a solution. That's all we're doing. Okay? Airbnb host. I love Airbnb. I always use Airbnb. Stephanie, not yet. Yes, I'm a therapist and sell health charts wholesale. Okay, perfect. So this is super important for you guys, right? Clients, they feel your energy. Like, if you're going into calls or you're going into interviews or meetings with these wholesale people, and you're like, oh, like, I'm worried, like, they're gonna like my product, or they're not gonna buy, or am I gonna say the right things? They feel that energy and it repels them. Like, I want you going into every meeting. I'm the best at what I do. Take it or leave it. I'm good anyway. And that's the difference between forcing and attracting. I love that. Clients feel your energy, not your pitch. Okay. And I really want you to do this little mini exercise with me, right? Think of a time you were in forcing energy. Just think about that. Or when you was on a call with someone and you're trying to force it. Or you're in a relationship or a friendship, whatever. Right? Just think of a time you were in forcing energy. How did that feel? Let me know in the comments. Draining, that's a good word, and I can so relate to that. Weird, yes, because when we're enforcing energy, we're coming from a place of not having. You remember when I said manifestation is not a game of getting, it's a game of already having. When we're forcing, we're coming from a place of not having, okay? Like a wall of resistance. Yes, uncomfortable. I love that, right? Now, think about this. Think of a time everything just flowed. What was different? Think of a time everything just flowed. What was different? It just feels effortless. It feels effortless, and that's how life should feel. That's how helping people should feel. So we've got to focus on attraction, which comes from feeling like we already have it instead of forcing. Attraction is when we're coming from a place of, I already have everything. I already have every client. I already have all the money that I've ever wanted. I already have time freedom. And forcing is, I need clients. I need money. I need time freedom. If you're saying you need something or you want something, you're implying to the universe that you don't have it, which is lack. And that's why all affirmations should be in present tense. I am the best. I am abundant. I am a magnet to money. I am one of a kind, which you are. You're absolutely incredible. And you know, for you even to be who you are is like 1 in 10 million. It's just incredible, right? So most people, what they do is they want or they wish. And it's like Napoleon Hill says, wishing or hoping is not going to do anything. He says the state of mind must be belief. No one is ready for a thing until he believes he can acquire it. So what do most people do? They say, I want more clients, I want more money, I want a better business, I wish it was this way, I wish it was that way, but they never feel the outcome as done. They never feel the outcome as done. Not sure if you know Neville Goddard's work. Neville focuses on this a lot. Just assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. If your business was the exact way you wanted it to be, how would that feel? Get into that feeling, stay in that feeling, and let things come to you. In fact, let me read that. It's one of my favorite chapters in the book, The Coin of Heaven. So good. You ready for this? Persuasion is an inner effort of intense attention. To listen attentively as though you heard is to evoke, to activate. By listening, you can hear what you want to hear and persuade those beyond the range of the outer ear. You speak it inwardly in your imagination only. Make your inner conversation match your fulfilled desire. Because what you desire to hear without, you must hear within. So good. Your inner speech is written all around you in happenings. By inner speech is meant those mental conversations which you carry on with yourself. Inner speech from premises of fulfilled desire is the way to create an intelligible world for yourself. That's so good. Man attracts what he is. Remember, we don't attract what we want, we attract what we are. The art of life is to sustain the feeling of the wish fulfilled and let things come to you. This is like magic. Like clients just come to me. Like, Rob, you're my client. Let them know in the chat. I just attract it. How is that? That's so good. The art of life is to sustain the feeling of the wish fulfilled and let things come to you. It just comes to you because you're in the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Feeling is conscious awareness of vibration. It just comes to you. You're like a magnet for what you are feeling. You ever woke up and you felt angry and you felt pissed off at the world, and then you go outside and it's like people are frowning at you. The traffic lights are on red for longer. You're like, what's going on? Well, the outside world is responding to you and how you feel. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. That's so good. The art of life is to sustain the feeling of the wish fulfilled and let things come to you, not to go after them or think they flee away. Remember at the beginning when I said you don't need a new business strategy, you don't need a new funnel, you don't need a new email list, you don't even need more leads. You need to sustain the feeling of the wish fulfilled, and everything that you've ever desired will come to you because you are on the same frequency as it. So good. So you've got to feel the reality before you see it. It's as simple as that. So simple, really. Can be difficult to implement, but it's really simple to understand. You must feel the reality before you see it. You must go into your imagination and see yourself as you want to be and stay in that vibration. And everything will come to you. He says, observe your inner talking and remember your goal. Do they match? Does your inner talking match what you would say out loud had you achieved your goal? And I want you to think about that. Does your inner talking, not what you say to me, not what you say to your friends, them that inner speech, is that matching what you would say out loud had you achieved your goal? Well, it has to if you want it to manifest. It says the individual's inner speech and actions attract the conditions of his life. Through uncritical self-observation of your inner talking, you find where you are in your inner world. And where you are in the inner world is what you are in the outer world. Woo! So good. You put on the new man whenever ideals and inner speech match. Inner talking matures in the dark. From the dark, it issues into the light. The right inner speech is the speech that would be yours were you to realize your ideal. In other words, it is the speech of fulfilled desires. So I asked you before, what income level have you been stuck at? What income level would you really like to make? Let me know in the chat. I'm going to give you some coaching around this because this is so good. 20K a month. Okay. Well, we'll use you as an example, Stephanie, right? I love dissecting books. So Neville says the art of life is to sustain the feeling of the wish fulfilled and let things come to you. So you and Mikhail, you've got to sustain the feeling that you're already making 20K a month and everything will come to you. It's that simple. Observe your inner talking and remember your goal of 20K a month. Do they match? Does your inner talking match what you would say out loud if you was already making 20K a month? The right inner speech is the speech that would be yours if you was already making 20K a month. In other words, it is the speech of fulfilled desires. Wow. The circumstances and conditions of life are outpictured in a talking. The circumstances and conditions of life are outpictured in a talking. One of my clients, he was really worried about sales calls. He's like, I'm worried, and I'm thinking like the person's not going to buy. And I said, is the person buying? Obviously, I knew they weren't if he was thinking that because he's attracting it. And he's like, no. So I'm like, why wouldn't they buy? You've got testimonials. You're in absolutely incredible shape yourself. You know you can help other people get in shape. So why won't they buy? And he's like, I don't know. So I'm like, well, you're going into these calls with people assuming that they're not going to buy. And then when they don't buy, you're blaming them. The first step is to understand that all of your results are a direct reflection of what's going on inside of you. And if we don't change what's going on inside, the outside's not going to change. That's like me looking in the mirror and trying to change my tie in the mirror, like actually touching the mirror. It's not going to work. It's mirroring what's going on inside. I said, I want you hopping on every single call with the expectation that you are going to help this person and they are going to join you for 6 months, 12 months, or however long you're going to work with them. If your 10K plus months were already guaranteed, how would you show up today? You know, how would you show up today? Would you have your camera off on this masterclass or would it be on? I dress like the 6 figure month earner that I am. If your 10K plus months were already guaranteed, how would you show up today within your business, within your life? You got to be that now. That's the secret. You got to be that now. You got to talk like her. You've got to walk like him. You've got to be him. You are him. I always say that to myself. I'm him. I am everything that I have ever desired to be. I already am that which I was seeking. It's funny because when I stopped chasing money, when I let go, that's something that I find a lot of people struggle with. They struggle with letting go. There's a great quote, let go and let God, right? The the time when I let go of chasing and chose alignment, chose surrender, acceptance, the money came in from unexpected places. And it always happens. Unexpected and expected places, but I just attract money all of the time because I let go of it has to come through this person. No, this client has to sign up. It has to be this way. It has to be that way. I just let go. My first £35,000 month didn't come from working harder. It came from operating at a higher frequency. Okay. Yiskina, I hope I'm saying it right. This is most people's issues, and this is why I'm here today. Okay. This is really most people's issues, and this is who I really like to help. I don't like to help people that don't know about the law of attraction and don't know about Bob or this material. I'm not trying to convince people that it's true. I love helping people that know about it, but they just struggle to sustain the feeling of the wish fulfilled because that was me for 8 years. Knew about Think and Grow Rich. I knew I had to feel it, but I couldn't feel it, and then my results weren't changing. Then I get frustrated, and then I'd be frustrated that I feel frustrated, and then I'd be scared that I'd be scared, and it's just a vicious cycle that I find a lot of people in. But once I became the version of me who already had it, the money followed. It wasn't once I became the person who started YouTube or the person that started doing free masterclasses on Eventbrite or the person that got an email list or started making prettier looking pictures on Canva. No, right? Once I became the version of me that had already turned my yearly income into a monthly income, the money came. And when it comes just so easy. Like once you're on the same vibration as the money that you want, it flows to you just as easily as water flows down a hill. It just flows to you. It's not hard anymore. It feels almost effortless. And also when the money shows up, it's not a huge surprise because you expected it to. You already felt like you had it. So good, right? So success didn't happen when I did more. Success happened when I aligned more, when I became that version of me. I knew a year and a half ago, I changed my whole self-image. I built a lot of Bob into my self-image. Bob changed my life. I used to see this guy 86, 87 coming on YouTube with so much energy like he was 30. He dressed incredible. I was like, I want to dress like that. How would the version of Joel that makes six figures every single month, is the most successful coach that Bob Proctor's company has ever had, how would he show up? And now I show up like that. I am him. I genuinely feel like there is no one better than me at my job. I'm the best. And I know I'm the best because I've convinced myself I'm the best. And before I came top 1%, I felt like 1%. This is the secret. You've got to become the version of you who already has it. And it's almost a fantasy. Once you start to do that, you start to look at the outside world, and the outside world don't make sense. Your current bank account don't make sense because you feel like you already have it. I want to give you a few more tips before we wrap this up on how to increase your money very quickly, and also how to increase your clients, right? There's a great quote that I go over a lot, and it's from a book called Money is God in Action. It's a tiny book, it's incredible. And he talks about the first step towards abundance is to love money. It's to shift the concept from money is evil to money is wonderful. He says, because money is God's idea of circulation. Okay. Now he says, anything that we love increases, and anything that we criticizes moves out of our lives. Like, give me a thumbs up if you've ever looked at the money that's coming in and been like, oh, that's rubbish. That's not enough. Why have I not got more? Give me a thumbs up. I know I have in the past. Okay. What we're unconsciously doing there is we're criticizing money. Anything we love increases, and anything that we criticize begins to move out of our lives. I want you looking at the money that you're currently making and being so thankful and so grateful, so thankful and so grateful. Because he says anything that we love increases. Sometimes we get too carried away. Oh, I need more clients. I want more clients. Why have I not got more clients? Anything we love increases. Why not just show love to the clients that we've got? Because if we love our clients are going to increase. If we love that sale that we made, even if it's not as much as we expected, and we move away from, or it's not what I wanted to, thank you so much. Love and gratitude are the highest vibrations that you're ever going to come across. If money was a person, how would it feel about you? Are you criticizing it, or are you showing it love? Money always comes where it's welcome. It comes where it's invited, and it stays where it's welcome. I love money. I think money is absolutely incredible. And anytime I spend money, I love you, and I know you're going to come back to me increased and multiplied. I love you. Whereas a few years ago, when I'd be spending money, oh, is this going to come back? Is this money going to come back? And I'd send it out with like fear, right? But now I release it because if I'm the version of me that makes six figures every single month, how would that version of me spend money? They'd just release it with joy. Like, I'm abundant. Like, go. You're gonna come back to me. Okay. So that's something that I would definitely recommend implementing. Can I see the chat box? And also as well, I really want to support you guys. So what I've done is I've opened up a few slots on my calendar for one-to-one calls with me. Okay. And on this call, I'll show you exactly how to get from the income level that you're at to the income level that you want to be at. And I'll also show you how to do it with time freedom. Because I know you guys aren't wanting to work 12 hours every single day. I've been there. We start a business or we start something to get freedom, and we get caught up in it and think we have to work really, really hard. No, I'll show you exactly how to get from where you are to where you want to be, and I'll show you the blind spots that are keeping you stuck. Okay. I will post the link in the chat, and my calendar is very, very busy. Okay. So there's limited spaces. It's a first come, first serve basis. And also, please, if you're thinking, maybe I want more money, I am a little bit interested, please don't book the call. Okay, the call's probably not for you. But if you're really serious and committed to making a massive quantum leap and start attracting instead of forcing and live that really abundant life, I'd really recommend booking that one-to-one call with me. Okay. Um, yeah, first come, first serve basis. It's going to take you about 60 seconds to book, and just put done in the chat when you've secured yours, because there's only a few going out. And also, before I start wrapping up and give you a few more key points, any questions, we've still got a bit more time. So if you want to post your questions in the chat box, and I'll definitely answer them before I go, okay? But I just want you to know I love every single one of you. So my job is just to show you what's already inside of you. That's what a really good mentor's job is. Is to show you your capabilities, because everything that you desire is already available. Creation is finished. Everything that you desire is already available if you're willing to become the version of you that has it. And this masterclass, I know for sure, has definitely raised your awareness. I know that. But the real shift happens with guidance, repetition, and reprogramming your subconscious mind. Once that happens, magic happens. It's absolutely incredible. I absolutely love it. Any questions? Let me know in the chat. If not, we will wrap it up. And I just want to express my love and gratitude for you guys, because you could have, no, I'm just gonna sit and watch Netflix or something like that. I actually watched a really good film at the cinemas with my girlfriend the other night. It's called Sinners with Michael B. Jordan. And it wasn't what I was expecting, but I really enjoyed it. But yeah, just honestly, I'm truly grateful that you spent this 90 minutes with me. You could have been anywhere, and I know enough about the law of attraction to know that for some reason, um, I've attracted you, and for some reason you've attracted me, and I just find that absolutely incredible. Nothing in this universe is an orderly universe, right? It's an absolute orderly universe, and everything happens by law and not luck. Isn't that beautiful? Everything happens by law and not luck. I love that. I can hear my kids messing about. But yeah, just to close up as well, like I said, I was in a position where I knew about this information, but my income didn't change. And kind of like you, Yishkina, I kind of couldn't sustain the feeling that I already had it, because I kept letting the outside world control my thinking. And then once my mentor helped me, learn how to implement what I already knew, I used to sit in bed crying, like my ex-partner was paying the rent. I was broke. Even got to a point where I had to go on Facebook Marketplace and um, I'd buy dirty fish tanks on Marketplace. I'd drive and get them. I'd bring them home. I'd clean them. I'd take pictures. I'd put them back on Facebook Marketplace just to make sure that when my son wasn't born at the time, he's only two. But Esme, my daughter, had food in her belly, and I could contribute a bit. Even done Uber Eats on my bike, So spent many nights desiring, wishing, hoping that I could take Esme to Disneyland, take her to Dubai. And once Bob, and well, he was my mentor, Cam, once he helped me really implement this material, started making 18 grand a month. And I mean, I was sat there thinking, oh my God, what has happened? Let's go Disneyland. Okay. So that was one of the first things. I'm taking my daughter Disneyland. Um, Incredible time. Also took my ex-partner, my son, and Esme to Dubai and Portugal, and just really. really started to understand that, whoa, what we get told when we was younger is not true. You know, I was in an Uber yesterday and the taxi driver, Amer, he I was telling him that I was going to Dubai on the 16th of June. I'm going for 11 days. And I was like, "Have you ever been?" And he was a Muslim man as well. And he was like, "No, like I can't go. Like I've got to work all the time. I've got to sacrifice, to look after my family." And I was like, "No, you don't. Are you free tomorrow? I'm running a masterclass. I'll show you why that's not true." So a lot of people have really been conditioned that we've got to sacrifice everything. But what is the point in building a business if you can't enjoy it? You know? And like I said before, some of us may be 40, 50, but we really don't know. Like, do you know how many people didn't wake up today? So many people didn't wake up today. But a lot of the time we say we'll do this when in a few weeks, we'll do it when the kids get older, but we don't know if we're going to be here, and I'm just so thankful that I know that at such a young age, and so thankful that you guys tuned in. I'm going to give me a bit of time, maybe like an hour. I'm just going to go and spend some time with my kids, and I will send you an email with the replay. I know a lot of you guys are booked in calls, so they might have all been gone, but you've got the call link. I'll also send it in the email as well, and I'll let you know how many spaces are available for that call with me. And also share the replay with someone. Share it with someone that is grinding, understands this information, but not getting the results. And let's really just help as many people as we can, okay? The world needs more of this. Thank you so much, guys, for your time. This has been absolutely incredible. Thank you so much. I'll send you the replay, okay? Have an amazing day. Bye bye. Bye.